Picture this. A battle-hardened Nazi soldier, fresh from the brutal African desert, stares in complete disbelief at a fizzing brown liquid in a glass bottle. His hands are trembling, not from fear, but from shock. This isn't some exotic poison or military ration. It's a 5-cent Coca Cola, the same price an American kid pays with their pocket money. What happened next would demolish the Third Reich's ideology more effectively than any Allied bombing campaign. This is the untold story of how ice cream and soda pop became America's deadliest psychological weapons. Summer 1943, Camp Crossville, Tennessee. After 2 years of surviving on stale biscuits and ersatz coffee in North Africa, German prisoner of war Hans Muller couldn't comprehend what he was witnessing. The American camp canteen sold unlimited Coca-Cola, chocolate bars, and ice cream, luxuries that had vanished from German civilian life years ago. But here's what's truly mind-blowing. Across America's prison camps, 371,683 German POWs were about to receive an education in abundance that would shatter everything Hitler had taught them about American weakness. They expected torture. Instead, they got turkey dinners. They expected starvation. Instead, they got ice cream socials. They expected brutality. Instead, they got the American dream served on a silver platter. When the Afrika Korps surrendered in Tunisia in May 1943, these desert veterans braced themselves for the worst. Nazi propaganda had convinced them that Americans were soft, weak, and barely capable of feeding themselves, let alone prisoners of war. The reality? Within hours of capture, they were handed K-rations that contained treasures beyond imagination: crackers, processed cheese, candy bars, fruit, instant coffee, sugar tablets, and cigarettes, food that German soldiers hadn't seen in months. But wait, this was just emergency rations. The real shock came at the processing camps where Americans served pancakes with syrup, fresh eggs, and milk. Foods that had completely disappeared from German military supplies. One captured officer later testified, "We expected to be starved as prisoners. Instead, the Americans fed us better than our own army had fed us in 2 years of warfare." The journey to America aboard Liberty ships delivered the first systematic demolition of Nazi worldview. These mass-produced vessels, one completed every 2 hours at peak production, transported up to 30,000 prisoners monthly across the Atlantic. Here's what shattered their minds. The prisoner rations aboard these ships matched crew provisions. 3,500 calories daily. Fresh bread, meat, vegetables, coffee with real sugar and milk. But the ultimate psychological blow? Ice cream served mid-ocean using the ship's standard ice cream makers. The USS General Stuart's log from July 4, 1943, records serving ice cream to German prisoners using equipment that produced 10 gallons per batch. For men who hadn't seen frozen desserts since before the war, eating ice cream in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean defied every assumption about American industrial capacity. But here's where the story gets absolutely insane. When these ships docked at Norfolk Naval Base, German POWs encountered something Hitler had declared impossible. An America so wealthy that dock workers' shops sold dozens of candy varieties at standardized prices. Hershey, Mars, Nestle, brands producing millions of bars monthly while Germany couldn't manufacture a single chocolate bar for civilian consumption. The journey inland by passenger train, not cattle cars, served full meals in dining cars. Fried chicken, vegetables, pie, and coffee. This wasn't special prisoner treatment. This was standard American rail service. At Camp Crossville and hundreds of facilities like it, the psychological warfare intensified through sheer abundance. The camp exchanges stocked multiple soft drink brands, various candy bars and confections, ice cream where refrigeration permitted, fresh fruit, beer, and cigarettes. Prisoners earned 80 cents daily for labor, enough to purchase 16 Coca-Colas or candy bars. In Germany, such products required black market connections and astronomical prices. In America, enemy prisoners bought them casually with pocket change. The Coca Cola Company's 1943 production reached 5 billion bottles. The military contract guaranteed 5-cent Coca Cola to servicemen worldwide. and by extension, to German prisoners. Company archives confirm that camps received weekly deliveries of 200 to 300 cases. Camp Hearn, Texas alone consumed 7,000 bottles weekly during summer 1943. But here's what truly broke their psychological resistance. Ice cream became the ultimate symbol of impossible American abundance. Army records confirm regular ice cream, service in camps with adequate refrigeration. The military considered it essential for morale, so essential that specialized ice cream ships served the Pacific Fleet. At Camp Shelby, Mississippi, the July 4th celebration included hand-cranked freezers producing gallons using ice, salt, cream, sugar, and flavorings. The casual waste of scarce resources for entertainment food demonstrated priorities Germans couldn't comprehend. By 1944, electric ice cream makers offered chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and butter pecan, variety exceeding pre-war German ice cream parlors. Larger camps ordered 5,100 gallons weekly during summer months. Thanksgiving 1943 delivered the knockout blow. Every prison camp served traditional turkey dinners with stuffing, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, vegetables, pumpkin pie, coffee, and milk. The logistics of providing identical holiday meals to 425,000 prisoners plus millions of servicemen worldwide showcased organizational capacity that dwarfed German achievements. Christmas brought unexpected civilian generosity. Church groups and individuals sent 50,000 packages to German prisoners containing homemade cookies, candy, toiletries, and games. American civilians showed charity to enemies whose nation was killing their sons. By late 1944, the ultimate reversal occurred. German POWs were sending food packages to Germany rather than receiving them. Using camp wages, prisoners purchased American chocolate, coffee, and canned goods to mail home. International Red Cross records confirm 11 million parcels sent from American camps to starving German families. The impact? German families received American abundance from imprisoned relatives while they faced starvation and freedom. The ideology that promised victory through conquest was delivering death through deprivation. When American forces advanced through Germany in 1945, German POWs watched newsreels of GIs distributing chocolate to German children. American soldiers, advancing through enemy territory, carried enough candy to give away, while the German state delivered starvation to its own people. The transformation was complete and irreversible. Men who had marched for the Third Reich returned as apostles of abundance, carrying the revolutionary truth that prosperity came from freedom, not conquest. Former POWs became unexpected advocates for the Marshall Plan, understanding that American power came from productive capacity, not extraction. They had witnessed a society wealthy enough to waste food while fighting a global war. The German economic miracle of the 1950s was built on knowledge gained in American prison camps. These men learned that mass production could make luxuries affordable, that standardization enabled quality and efficiency, and that consumer abundance created political stability. Today, McDonald's operates over 1,400 restaurants in Germany. Coca Cola is ubiquitous. The transformation from scarcity to abundance initiated in American prison camps is complete. The bottles of Coca Cola and dishes of ice cream served in American prison camps achieved what armies could only attempt: the complete transformation of enemy hearts and minds. Sometimes the greatest victories aren't won through destruction, but through demonstration. Not through hatred, but through the simple act of serving ice cream to enemies on a hot summer day. The men who experienced American abundance as prisoners became freedom's most unlikely ambassadors, transformed forever by the impossible reality that democracy tasted like chocolate and freedom fizzed like carbonation.